What's up, guys? It's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Just finished watching the match, and Barcelona beat Osasuna by 3-0 during the international break, as we were, of course, stitched up by the Spanish Federation for playing this postponed game during the international break due to a scheduling issue. But overall, great performance. The squad was good, was well rotated, well managed by the coaching staff, and overall, it was an emphatic win. 3-0, 3 goals, clean sheet, 3 points. You love to see it, and it was, of course, a beautiful evening in the beautiful city of Catalonia. Now, before we get into this video is sponsored by Number One Foot. Number One Foot is by far the best replica jersey website on the market, and it's not even close. They have a variety of different items at the absolute best prices. They sent me 2 kits recently. First one is the retro Barcelona kit, the home kit, which I'm currently wearing right now, and also as well the second kit for that season in the blue edition. Oh my god, like, the stitching is fantastic, the quality is, superb. Feels like I have the actual, original kit for a fraction of the price. And if you use the discount code BOY at checkout, you do get 10% off your order. That's BOY. Use it at checkout, and all orders above $80 as well will receive free shipping. So what are you waiting for? Hit the top link in the description down below and get your new football kits today. The starting lineup for this match is on the screen for you right now. It was Wojciech Szczesny in goal, a back four of Jules Kounde, Eric Garcia, Inigo Martinez, and Alejandro Balde. A midfield 3 of Frankie de Jong, Pedri, Dani Olmo. A front 3 of Lamine Yamal, Ferran Torres, and Pablo Gavi. So, of course, coming off the back of the international break, so many players playing minutes. Of course, the surprise would be de Jong and Yamal starting this game. Of course, Yamal ended the game playing 90 minutes. Frankie only played one half. Pedri played about 80 minutes. Olmo, of course, unfortunately went off injured in this game. The rest of the team kind of picked itself. Jules Kounde, a fitness monster, so he was going to start this game. But a few surprises in this team, but overall, so a very well strong enough squad to beat Osasuna on the night. The first goal scored in this match was scored by Ferran Torres. It was an absolutely sublime build-up play goal from Barcelona. Kounde finds Frankie in the middle. Frankie then backheels to Ferran. 1-2 with Frankie. Frankie out wide to Balde. Balde one time, pin perfect, perfection cross into Ferran. Toe pokes it into the back of net. Sublime team goal. Great finish by Ferran Torres as well. The cross from Balde was fantastic. It was an overall world-class goal by Barcelona to give us the 1-0 lead. The second goal scored in this match was scored by Dani Olmo from the penalty spot. Firstly, it was Yamal with a fantastic ball over the top to Dani Olmo. He runs in behind, times it perfectly, stays onside, chips the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper takes him out. Of course, the ball did not roll in the net, so the referee gave a penalty. Took the penalty and actually missed it. Very poor penalty, but there was an infringement by the Osasuna defender that came in and cleared the rebound. He came to the box too early, so the penalty was retaken. This time, he scores. The keeper dove the wrong way. To be fair, the keeper dove the right way. He would have saved it again, but it was a poor I think both penalties were quite poor from Olmo. Hope he's not on penalties after this, but he scored the second one, thankfully, and that gave Barcelona the 2-0 lead. And the third and final goal scored was scored by Mr. Perchichi himself, RL9, Robert Lewandowski. Great counter-attack from Barcelona from Osasuna throw-in that they kind of made into a set piece, a long throw-in. I think it was Pablo Torres who ended up clearing it, and all the way down to Fermin Lopez, 2v2. He puts in a great cross over the defender of the Osasuna player that was coming towards him, kind of bends it around him and straight onto the noggin, the head of Robert Lewandowski, and he heads it to the back of the net. Great move, fantastic assist by Fermin, good finish as well from Robert. 3-0 lead secured, and of course, 3 big points. So overall, the team performance rating on the night, I'm going to be giving it a very strong 8 out of 10. I wouldn't say the performance was an 8, but I want to commemorate the team, of course, playing during the international break, coming off the back of, huge games for the national team. Lots of minutes. They came in and they put a shift and a half, especially against a decent Osasuna team. I know they also had some players on international duty. They also had to make some rotation as well. But again, I had to commemorate this. Lamine Yamal playing 90 minutes, Pedri playing 80 minutes, De Jong playing a half, Olmo and Ferran who were all on duty as well. Kounde playing, 2 full games for France, all coming into this team and putting in a shift and a half. And again, the performance was very good. Free-flowing football. The intensity and pressure was fantastic. We're winning back second balls a lot of the time. The game kind of died down, I would say, around the hour mark. Once Osasuna made that double change, bringing on Moy Gomez and Budimir, the team kind of looked a bit scared, a bit lethargic, a bit, lackluster. And then once Flick brought on Robert, that's when everything changed. That's where he looked a bit more comfortable. I don't know if Robert a leader with his hold-up play. I don't know what that difference would have made based on, personnel and stuff. But after that moment, it changed. Of course, in that 20-minute spell for around the 60 minutes to like the 77th minute or so, we weren't struggling, but also we're having more possession. They're having some build-up, getting some corners. They had that free header that just went wide. That free header goes in. This whole entire dynamics of the game completely changed. A bit of luck went our way, and then after that, we were getting them on the break a few times. But Victor missing 2 big chances. Lamine Yamal getting sniffs and almost, pulling off another goal. So overall, it was very comfortable, and I think overall we did play a very good game. And again, it was, flick ball. We saw a lot of it in that first half, which we tend to see a lot this season. We performed well in the first half, maybe drop a little bit in the second half. So it shows how strong this team is, how well of a unit they are. The chemistry is also very strong. The players came off the bench all had big impacts. Vermin, Pablo, Robert, even Gerard, then Bao Victor, even though they only came on for about 10 minutes, they still had some impact. We'll talk about that, of course, in the individual player review section, but have to give the team props here. But again, still undefeated in 2025, but I think, to be honest, we're going to draw points and drop a game at some point. I mean, there's just too many games. Girona, Leganes, Betis, doubleheader against Dortmund. You have Atletico in the cup in about a week as well, just under a week. We actually play another game and then Atletico in the cup, and we play 2 games in the next week, which is crazy. So I'm expecting Barcelona to drop points at some point, and when we do, I don't think I'll blame the team too much unless we, of course, throw it away. But have to give the team props here. They are performing at a high level, and most importantly, at a very high consistent rate as well. So overall tonight, team performance for me will be getting a very strong 8 out of 10. Let's now get into the players' individual player ratings. Some very interesting ones today. We would, of course, going to start off with the keeper, Wojciech Szczesny, 7 out of 10 for me. Clean sheet and had to do absolutely nothing in this game. Did not make one save, did not have to make a save. With his feet and build-up play was fantastic. Came out and claimed a few corner kicks. That's all she wrote. He did absolutely nothing in this game, which is what you want to see top goalkeeper for Barcelona in a game like this as well. He should be having no tasks to do. So very quiet day. Another clean sheet to add to his book as well. You freaking love to see it. 7 out of 10 from me. Now for second partnership in front of him, first on the right hand side, it was Eric Garcia, who in my opinion, a little bit of a cheeky prediction, played his last game at center back this season. 7 out of 10. Thought he had a really good game. Again, he was on a yellow. He was on the verge of a red card as well, with some of his flagging fouls after that early yellow card in the first half. But I thought he had a really good game. Build-up play was fantastic. Was winning a lot of the aerial balls as well. Had some great last second challenges as well. But a bit of Eric Garcia to him, where he kind of let some defenders slip in behind him a little bit. But I think overall, not having played center back in quite some time now, I think he really put in a good performance. So shout out to Eric for that. Again, that last tackle to prevent Moy Gomez from that tap in, that again would have brought it back to 2-1, would have brought the momentum on their side, could have changed the entire dynamic of the game. It was stopped due to an Eric Garcia challenge. So shout out to him. Good performance in my opinion. 7 out of 10 from me, alongside his partner on the left hand side in Inigo Martinez, who will also be getting a 7 out of 10 from me. Thought he had a really good game. There are a few moments again where he takes a bit of time on the ball, a bit lethargic in this game in my opinion, but apart from that, typical Inigo. I mean, in the air, he's just sublime. On the ground, superb. Passing was okay today as well. Didn't get forward as much today since we didn't have too many corner kicks. A lot of defending from the air as well that he had to do. There's of course one tackle he had to make from Osasuna that was given offside in the end, but still made that challenge, so we have to give him credit for that. So overall, solid game from him, very similar to Eric. 7 out of 10 from me. Into the fullbacks now. First on the left hand side, it was Alejandro Balde. 7 out of 10 from me. That first half was ridiculous from Balde. It was absolutely superb. The runs in behind, the interlinking play. Of course, got the assist for the first goal. He was just absolutely everywhere. The reason why I didn't give him an 8 was because I think in the second half, did drop off quite a bit. Was losing the ball a lot more often than he should. Defending was a bit, he left Osasuna, he invited Osasuna into way too much space, I feel like. And that's always because the fullbacks, when we defend, are always tucked in with the back line to, of course, not only help with the high line, but also if it helps more when they switch the play and you make the transition to the other side, it gives the defenders more of an advantage. But during those moments when they switch it from the middle to the left hand side and Ball was tucked in, so much space was given to Osasuna, which I did not like in that second half, and also didn't really get forward too much in the second half. So second half was probably maybe 6.5-ish. First half was probably an 8, so I balanced it out to a 7. I think the first half he was just crazy. That run he made, whoa, ugh, disgusting, lad. It was a brilliant move. I mean, that's what he has in his locker, right? We know he has the ability to make that bolting run through the midfield, passing 3 or 4 players and starting a great counter-attack for Barcelona. Of course, got an assist for that in the Benfica games before the international breaks. We all know how he is. I think he's 9 GA this season so far. Absolutely sensational. 7 out of 10 for me for Alejandro. At right back, it was, of course, Mr. Jules Kounde. Average 6 out of 10. I mean, defensively, Kounde was really good today, winning a lot of duels, but on the ball was a bit poor. Going forward, his crossing was just... Okay, he's not a fullback. 1 minute, his crossing is absolutely a brilliant pinpoint perfection, like it was in that Red Star Belgrade game back in October when he got like a hat-trick of assists because all his crosses were just pinpoint perfection. This game, his crosses were pinpoint shite. There was a moment where he could have crossed it, where he had a chance to cross it before we scored the first one for Ferran. It was a brilliant pass from Lamine. The cross was just so poor from Kounde. But credit to him defensively. First, credit to him for playing this game. I mean, he played both games for France, played this full game as well. Absolutely fitness machine. I think defensively, he was fantastic in this game. Won so many duels, got stuck in, stopped a lot of the long balls from Osasuna. But I think on the ball today, a bit of the ability that you expect from a fullback of Barcelona wasn't really on it today. So I'll give him an average 6. If you give him a 7, I wouldn't bat an eye about it. But definitely Balde was the better of the two today. But Tilden Kounde, I have a very high expectation for him. But I thought today he was okay nonetheless, despite maybe, of course, playing so many minutes over recent weeks. But 6 out of 10, shout out to Jules. Solid performance from him, solid display, but needs to do a lot more in transition, of course, going forward as well. Into the midfield now. First in the pivot was the Capitano on the night, Frankie de Jong. 7 out of 10 for me. He is just so good, isn't he? I mean, someone asked me during the stream, would you trade Frankie de Jong to Julian, for Julian Alvarez like today? And I thought about it for a little bit. In the end, I said yes, but my God, Frankie has just been sensational in 2025. Since, him coming back from that injury, all this contract crap, he's just turned it on. He, of course, sent Casado to the bench. Now Casado's got injured. He's going to be starting the rest of the games now for the season. Only played 45 minutes, but my God, he was so good in that first half. And take away from that, nice back heel for the Ferran Torres goal, everything else after that, winning balls back in the midfield, holding possession after he's getting poor passes from, Pedri or Gavi, Inigo, Eric, Kounde. Some of the passes maybe, have a bit of deflection. He wins it back. He gets it stuck in there. He makes the pass look, so good, even though it wasn't. Just so good. The runs forward as well, absolutely elite. And I just pray he does not get injured. Not because he's, of course he's really good, but if he gets injured, we got no one else. So we really need top form Frankie from now until June. But sublime performance from him. 7 out of 10 from me. Of course, he got an assist or a goal, it would have been 8 or 9, but without the GA, kind of held back a little bit on that 8. You gotta have a top class performance to get that 8 with no GA. And speaking of an 8 with no GA, other midfielder, Eficiente amo de la Buda, El Camp Nou, il es Pedri Potter. 8 out of 10, my man of the match. I mean, the guy, listen, the us Barca fans need to calm down with this Pedri Ballon d'Or push, yeah? We can't do what Real Madrid did last season. Pick one player and push for it. I think Rafa deserves it, but my God, is Pedri like a top 3. He gotta be podium for Ballon d'Or, man. Oh my God. Played 80 minutes, no GA, but my God, cooked in that midfield. The turns, the movement, the interlinking play, the pressing he does on the ball and off the ball as well. It's just out of this world. Played 80 minutes, I think, in this game. Was the captain for about 40 minutes in that second half. And went that arm man and gave him that extra power, as it tends to do to everyone that loves this club. And you can just see it, man. He was just... it's hard to describe. I could put words on, Balde's performances, Kounde, Frankie, but it's so hard to put into Pedri. You just gotta watch it. You just gotta see it with the eye test and see what he does. It's just... speechless. 8 out of 10. Fantastic from him. Final midfield, of course, in the 10 was Dani Olmo. Average 6. I mean, he played alright. 2 dodgy penalties, I feel like. Of course, scored 1, which was boded well for us. I think before the penalty was doing okay. Made, of course, got that run in behind for the penalty. He had that chance when Balde had that great cutback, that great cross where he was shooting with the outside of his foot that he put way off target. Apart from that, was pretty quiet. Got, of course, injured early on. According to reports, the injury is not serious. We're going to wait, of course, for the morning to conduct more tests. But after the test done in the Montjuic, the initial test, nothing too serious with Olmo probably will be out for a week or two, maybe a month at the absolute max, so hopefully nothing too serious there. But again, didn't really have to do much in this game. He really didn't get involved too much up until he was injured, so we'll give him an average 6 out of 10. Into the forwards now. First on the left-hand side, it was Pablo Gavi, 7 out of 10 for me. This is the Gavi of old, the Gavi that we used to, that we love. It's just, his performance is very similar to Pedri in the sense that you have to watch it. You have to watch to see how good it is. You have to watch to see, to determine it. It's very much an eye test kind of player, but his work on the ball and off the ball is incomparable to any player in the world. This is why I said that Gavi is probably one of those few players in the world that every single team in the world would bite your hands off for. He's just elite in every single movement, every single injury-looking play of his position. Running back, pressuring, showing intensity, on the ball, passing, movements, everything he just does at an absolute elite level. And today showed me that, Gavi's ready to step up in this, last 2 months of the season. Of course, the midfield getting a little bit thin now with Casala being injured, Bernal being injured, now Olmo being injured as well. He really wants to take that reign. I think he definitely needs to take it as well. He is, of course, an absolutely world-class player on his day. I think we saw it today in this game. Again, no GA from him. He gets a GA. He, of course, gets that higher rating, but playing 90 minutes off the back of an international break, I thought he was absolutely sensational in this game. So he gets a 7 out of 10 from me. Into the wingers now. First on the right-hand side, Lamine Yamal, give him an average 6 out of 10. You could definitely say a 7 for Lamine, but I guess that you could say I have higher expectations for Lamine because he's been performing at such a high level this season. We're talking, top 10 Ballon d'Or. You gotta have high standards for him, which is why, similar that I have for Balde, similar that I had for Frankie as well. His performance was probably a 7, but I give him a 6 just because there's no output for him today in the sense of the in the final third. Again, some of his, decision making still needs work. I think him in build up today was fantastic. The runs, the movement, the touch, everything was sublime from him. Just that final third play where, you're looking for the shot, you're looking for the cross, and it's just not there. Attempts to the crosses when he shouldn't, stuff like that where he needs to, tweak and, improve his game. But still, of course, a great performance from him. I'm just, holding him to high regards. The fact they played 90 minutes is baffling to me as well. So I don't know where he's going to get his rest or if he's going to get any rest at all, but I still think he played very, very well, but just needs to work and, fine-tune that decision-making in the final third on a consistent basis. Of course, sometimes it's great, and we see that with him having an assist and a goal and stuff like that, but sometimes it's not. Very similar to Raphinha in his first 2 seasons at Barcelona, but just his output has been much higher, and of course, him in build-up is so good, but that decision-making, in my opinion, still needs to be tweaked upon to make it into that, absolute elite high level. Last but not least, of course, up front was your boy Ferran Torres. Yet another goal for him, 7 out of 10 for me. He's got 22 GA, 15 goals this season. He now has the same amount of La Liga goals, non-penalty La Liga goals as Vinicius this season. He's doing. This is the kind of game for him. I think starting big games, it's just not really his forte. But starting these kind of lesser games, when the team is tired and needs someone to step up off the bench as well. This is his role. This is, I think, his peak role at Barcelona. I don't think he'll ever be a starter. I don't think he should ever be starting, against Dortmund and stuff like that, unless we have, injuries. But this is his role, and he's showing it in this game. So it was a great performance from him. Still missed a few chances. Missed that pass. What was it? That great pass from Lamine Yamal, and he shot straight at Sergio Herrera. Apart from that, I don't think he had another chance. The free kick. What a free kick that would have been if he scored it. He bends it over the wall beautifully. Hits the bar, which is a bit unlucky from him. But still a great performance from him overall. So we'll give him a very strong 7 out of 10. And now for substitutions, we gotta talk about the subs because a lot of the subs had a lot of minutes today. Of course, from him, Lopez played the majority of the game. Of course, Pablo Torres played one half. Lua came on for about 20 minutes, and Pau Victor and John Martin came on for about 10 minutes. To be honest, I don't even think John Martin touched the ball, so we'll completely skip past him. Pau Victor had 2 great chances. Should have had a brace. Pau Victor should have at least had a goal. Comes out with no goal. Missed 2 huge chances in that last few minutes. Bit disappointing from him. This is why probably doesn't, play that much anymore. Not really converting his chances when he does get those opportunities. I wouldn't say poor from him, but it's, great run and movement from him. But just that finish wasn't there. Of course, Sergio Herrera is, top 3 in my opinion goalkeepers in La Liga, so he dealt with the situation very, very well. But I do expect a player of Barcelona's esque to score. Strikers especially to score at least one of those 2 chances. Lua came in, scored a great goal. Obviously, again, some of his decision making in that and counterattacks was very, very poor in my book. That one where he ran and he shot it straight at Caetena, where he had, of course, the cut back for, I think, Lamine, and the inside cross for Pablo Torre. Weird that from an elite striker, generational striker. Pablo Torre came on 45 minutes. Absolute freaking baller, man. What a player. And the thing again, The midfield is just so good. This is why players like him don't get any minutes, and we've seen this so much in the past. You know, the likes of, you know, Ricky Puig back in the day, Carlos and Yan, these players that did have talent that the fans really want to see way more often and want to, you know, have an impact on this team, but they just can't get into the team due to the talent in front of them. I think Pablo Torre is just another example of that. There's a reason why Barcelona went out there and paid money out of their own pockets for him. Absolutely sensational. His movement, his play, went for an Olympico goal that hit, I think, the side netting or the post near the end of the game. He was begging and desperate for a GA at some point. I'm surprised he didn't get one, but still a great cameo from him. Fermin Lopez, I think he ended off that first half pretty, not poorly / averagely when he came on for, of course, Olmo in that last 10 or so minutes. I was a bit lethargic, losing some possession, but that second half, I thought he played very well. Of course, great, fantastic assist for the Lewandowski goal. Was getting some nice flick-ons. You know, there are a lot of moments where we're trying to make a counter-attack, and Fermin would pick up the pockets in front of Kounde and Eric, and then once he gets the ball, he just flicks it onto whoever's beside him, whether it be Pablo Torre, whether it be Pedri, sometimes Lamine. Those flicks were absolutely cooking in this game. So to be fair to the subs today, all came on and had very strong impacts, except for Gerard Martin, poor guy. But, you know, Victor could have scored, Lewis scored, Pablo Torre, great performance, Fermin, great performance, and assist as well. So subs definitely came in and definitely did a really good, impactful job. And last but not least, of course, the manager, Hansi Flick, who's never been really getting a very solid 7 out of 10. Of course, managed the game well, 3 points, clean sheet, 3 goals scored. The where I knock him down is, of course, kind of that squad rotation. I don't know how the hell Lamine is playing 90 minutes in this game. The fans in the stadium really wanted Ansu to come in. Could you not, you know, put your business aside, let that happen? Bringing on Lua as well for Ferran. I think he should have really taken off Lamine Yamal, put Ferran out wide, to have that more defensive stability down that right hand side with Ferran and Kounde, and then put Lua up front. So just little weird tinkers like that. To be fair, you could have definitely given Flick an 8. I probably should have given Flick an 8 today. I think he managed the squad very well. Of course, the game was begging for Araujo. In that 20-minute spell where Osasuna were dominating, we're there like, yo, we need an Araujo. But he didn't. He stuck to his guns, kept Eric Garcia on there, who was, you know, on the brink of a red card, one of more foul away probably from a red card. So shout out to him for having the balls to do that as well. And of course, managing the game well, whether it be the players, the in-game adjustments, the substitutions as well. Even though the substitutions, some of them were forced, like the Dani Olmo one, there were a lot of them were spaced out. Brought on Pablo Torre at halftime. I want to commemorate that, give him full props for that, whether that was already planned, whether Frankie had a knock or Frankie was tired, remains to be seen. But, you know, I want to see those kind of subs on a more often basis, especially when we need it as well. So shout out to Flick. I mean, he's doing absolute wonders, making my dreams come true, and hopefully he can do that as well come the end of the season. So that's a match review for Barcelona versus Osasuna in La Liga. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, of course, make sure you drop a like down below, and of course in the comments down below as well. Let me know your thoughts on everything we did discuss. The main thing I want to firstly, of course, is your thoughts on the performance, your player ratings, and your manager rating as well. And of course, do not forget to subscribe down below if you haven't done so already. And we'll be back, of course, very quickly in about 48 hours for the next game. So I'll see you guys then for that. Take care, and Forza Barca.